go there. Dah sampai sama hari raya guys. Kejap ya. Hai guys, Eid Mubarak. Eid Mubarak guys. Eid Mubarak guys. Sekejap
He says, when one of you gets up from your house to visit your brother who is a Muslim and he is sick, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opens up house of Jannah that its fruits and all of the trees, they humble themselves on that road that you take. It turns into a road of Jannah until you meet your brother or your sister. And the angels can see this road from the sky. They see that this is a Muslim going to visit another Muslim because he is sick, and they see this road and they sing a nasheed. They sing a nasheed, as Prophet ﷺ mentions in the hadith, that when they see a Muslim, ya'udul Muslim, when they see a Muslim visiting another Muslim that is sick, يقولون وينشدون, they say and they sing this nasheed. طيبتم, may you be blessed. وطاب ممشاكم, may your steps be blessed. وتبوأتم من الجنة منزلاكم, and may you be blessed with a similar space in Jannah. This is the right that you and I have. There are so many brothers and sisters that are in the hospital today. All it takes is for you to call the spiritual care department and find out if there are any Muslims. And if we can take out time from our day and age and just go and visit them, even if they don't know you, for the day of Eid. The next right we have is that when somebody sneezes, we say Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Yarhamkallah, to respond to the sneeze. The next right that we have on our brothers is after we leave this earth, to be present in the janazah. There was a brother who passed away from Sri Lanka. He drowned, Muslim, in Canada. But we could not retrieve his body because the lake froze. Lakes in Canada freeze. We drive cars over them. The lake froze and we were not able to retrieve the body. 3 months later, the frozen body was retrieved. And we brought the body and we could not find who is this person. All of the cars, everything had dropped in the lake. For some reason we could not find it. The body arrives in the masjid. We know that this person was Sri Lankan because he had a Sri Lankan pendant. So we contacted the embassy, could not find anybody, and finally, he doesn't have any relatives. The ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we all took care of his janazah. The cost of his burial, the cost of his everything. It was close to $15,000-$20. Everything was taken, plus the cost of keeping his body in the coroner's office. All of that, who paid? The community. Because that's my right. If I know that the person was Muslim, I don't need to know anything else. If he dies, the community entire gets together and takes care of the janazah. And if the community does not, then every single one of us is sinful. Notice how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has intertwined from the day you were born until you leave community, building, society, which is not existent in the world we live in the Western world. It's not present outside. People die and the children don't even go and visit. And subhanAllah, on the contrary, we got a body of a sister, an auntie, in her 80s. And 2 days before her death, we get a call from her son from New York, and she was in Canada. And she said, the son said, here's my credit card, whatever the expense of my mom's janazah is, I'm busy with the world, I have other things to take care of. You just take care of her janazah, charge my credit card. I'm not going to come bury her wherever you guys want to bury her. It doesn't matter to me. When we get lost in dunya, the biggest thing we lose is the connections that Allah has allowed us and mandated on us to keep those ties. The reason we come to the masjid is so we don't find the other brother and what happened to you? Where are you? We haven't seen you in the masjid. What's going on? The reason on the day of Eid, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, even the women that are not praying, force them to come to the Eid. So that we get to know each other, we get to connect with one another. This is the sila of amma, the general sila that Allah has mandated on us. These are the rights that we have on one another as a community. But there are certain rights that are specific, which we will talk in the second khutbah. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده. Now the sila khasa, specific types of connection, i.e. close relatives. Khasa, they are private, they're not public. These, for us to be able to understand, the ulama, they say you go vertical. Whoever is above you and whoever is below you. So your parents' parents, and all the hawashi. So above you, and all the wings, uncles, aunts, everybody from your father and their sides, your grandfather and their sides, all of those and down. So your children, your children's children, your siblings, all of those. That vertical is fard ayn. When I say fard ayn, what is the minimum amount of sila that is required? The minimum amount of sila in this vertical tangent, not the sides, vertical tangent, parents, grandparents, children, grandchildren. That vertical, and brothers and sisters. The minimum is that you call them on the days of their happiness, on the days of their sadness. So on the day of Eid you call them, on the day if they lose someone, something happens sad to them, and if Allah has given you wealth, then you support them financially. You don't have to put yourself in burden to support them, but if you are wealthy and your brothers and sisters are struggling in back home, it is a wajib on you. Your brother and your sister, your son or your daughter, your parents will come on the day of judgment asking you, Allah, you had given him money and he never gave me some. And I was in need. Wajib. This is not just like we pray 5 daily prayers. This is wajib. Now as for our parents, the bar is a little bit higher. The bar is that you provide for their needs before they ask you. If our parents are alive, you are blessed. And for those whose parents have passed away, we ask